and welcome back to Eleutheria and my messy sewing corner. Um, just checking that I have good sound. Sounds like I do, so here we go. Yeah, it's Sunday afternoon again, and so I'm just doing a off the cuff little chit chat whilst I carry on stuffing my pillow that I was stuffing on last week's live stream. Apparently, I steal my husband's clothes to put in a pillow and cut up and destroy. So, if you missed that one, you might want to go give it a look. How's everybody's weeks been? If you're finding the replay, please will you give this video a like, thumbs up. Helps people know that I am on YouTube and am putting out mediocre content. And yeah, if you're new to Eleutheria, please consider subscribing to my channel. I talk about all things liberty on this channel. And Eleutheria is the Greek word for freedom, and liberty is freedom. So that is why I talk about that. And specifically in a South African context, our civil liberties are slowly but surely being eroded, taken away from us. So that's why it's a topic that I'm quite passionate about. And yeah, that's why I do this. That's why I started this channel and why I like to talk about it. Because it's the little liberties that get taken away that are of great concern to me. Like at the moment, with us being under lockdown, so we have a curfew. Okay, technically that shouldn't really affect anybody because yeah, we're also not allowed to socialize. But it's the principle of having those freedoms taken away from us that I am against. And it's the principle of if I want to smoke, it's my lungs. And it's me that I'm doing damage to, not other people. Stopping people from smoking is, well, first of all, the tobacco ban has backfired because now there's just an illicit trade of cigarettes. And secondly, it takes a long time for you to see the health benefits of stopping smoking before you reverse the damage of all of that happened to your lungs while you were smoking. So, yeah, that is why I don't stand for the tobacco ban. Also, I do use tobacco products. These are also banned at the moment. So, yeah, that's why I don't stand for this nonsense. And neither should any other South African. And all the Karens that are sitting in their comfortable Constantia homes that's stocked up on wine and whiskey and everything else, yeah, they can shove their opinions where the sun don't shine, as far as I'm concerned. So that's one of the reasons why I started this channel during lockdown, during this unprecedented time, as they like to say. So yeah, that's what we discuss here normally. But on a Sunday afternoon, I like to just have a little chat whilst I get some stuff done in my little crafty corner. I like to make stuff, so I have a lot of offcuts of fabric from clothes that I've made for myself and my children, and I'm taking those little offcuts and I'm shoving them inside a pillow. And yeah, that's what I like to do in my downtime, or whilst I'm watching all the other quality content creators on YouTube. I normally sit and crochet, which is why I like to make puns with the word hook or hooking or hooking you up or anything like that. So, yeah, really hoping the sound is still coming through okay and isn't cutting out like it did the other night. Just having a look-see on YouTube that the sound is still good. Sounds pretty okay. I think it's doing all right. It's not cutting out on me. Yeah, sounds all right. So, just a reminder, if you're new here, just give this video a thumbs up, please, because it does help other people on YouTube find it. Also, share my channel with your friends, subscribe, come and join us for normally chats about liberty and how it's being eroded and what we can do to fight back against that. Um, but like I was saying, on a Sunday, I talk about what I'm doing, which is something crafty or tidying up or whatever. So last week Sunday I was ripping up an old work shirt of my husband's, and one of my viewers was teasing me about stealing my husband's clothes and cutting them up and shoving them in a pillow. And we were arguing about whether the shirt was actually still wearable or not, but it really wasn't. So yeah. Um, You'll notice in the comment section and in the live chat and also in the description of this video, I've put a link to a fundraiser that Joe Emilio is running. He was basically cancelled by some woke lefty um, for being a Trump supporter. And so he is taking it to court, but he needs to raise money for the legal fees. So if you're in the position to chip in on that, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever, every little bit helps, and then he'll be able to sue her. Storm says when he saw hooking up, he didn't think what I did with that. So now you know, Storm. I have dad jokes. I have really bad dad jokes. Welcome back, Storm. Thank you for supporting me. You always manage to pop in for a little bit on my streams, and I really appreciate that. Um, especially when you have your own hectic content creating schedule. So now I'm sitting with a quandary because I have pieces of fabric this size, and I'm thinking, you know, I can get a mask for a child out of that. And I'm wondering, should I make like a couple of thin masks for kids to wear and give them away to people who need them? Because as much as I don't like the you must wear a mask all the time rule, I do know that people like feel a bit more comfortable if you wear a mask when you're in the shops or whatever. And I get that, I'm not, and besides which, the government's gone and made it illegal for you to go into a shop without wearing a mask. So, yeah, those businesses will be cancelled if they don't enforce it. So, I'm just wondering if I should make some masks and donate them to people that really need them. Like, just a thought. Just a thought. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Sorry, needed to ask my children to do something for me. That's why I'm muted. But now I'm back. So, any thoughts on my making masks to donate idea for people that really need them? Thank you. One moment again. And I'm back. Sorry, this winter nose thing is very annoying. Very annoying. But that's what happens in winter. Everybody gets sick, which is exactly what's happening right now. But no, it's the surge. I don't think it's the surge at all. But anyway. Storm says, whatever passes the time whilst being a good human. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I really am against the mask rule. But the thing is, like, if we really have to, and if it does make other people feel comfortable, then yeah, we just do what we have to, and that's it. So yeah, I probably will make a couple of masks to give away to people that really need them. But I'm not going to go and do like 3 layers and all of that because I just don't think it's necessary. There's absolutely no proof that says that yes, a mask will protect you 100% and you should do it and whatnot. Like we need to just bear that in mind. Just a thought. But I mean, how cute are these motorbikes? Teeny tiny motorbikes on the fabric. I mean, that would maybe encourage a child to wear a mask, right? Not that I think it's a good idea for children to wear masks the whole day at school. But yeah. So yeah, in the wake of Sir Squirrel the week speech last week Sunday, I have not been feeling very great at all. Like, I mean, for the leader of our country to basically shout at us like we're naughty children for 40 minutes because his government couldn't prepare the health sector. And so now we need to have alcohol taken away because, all the drunk drivers have now caused the hospital beds to fill up. Like, it bothers me. It bothers me that our rights are being eroded like this. It really does. I don't know how anybody else feels about that, but I don't like it. Shirley seems to think that making the masks with that fabric for children is a lovely idea. So you know what? I'm going to do it. And then I will show you the masks that I made in one of my upcoming streams. Actually, whilst I'm online, let me just give a shout out to all of the creators, all the YouTube creators that are out there, like Ronaldo, Germ, Ramon, all of them. They're really awesome. And like, if you're struggling with concepts or whatever, a lot of them will quite freely give you advice. And it's really been encouraging, and it's encouraged me to start this channel. It's encouraged Joe to do more with his channel as well, which has been amazing. So I just wanted to give them, all of them, a shout out for just being the awesome humans that they are. And I actually had quite a long chat with Jerm on Friday, and he was saying, just get online more and more and more, and you'll get better at what you're doing, and you'll get more comfortable in front of the camera. You know, and you'll enjoy it more and everything. He said, just keep on doing it. Just keep on doing it. And gave me some advice on like programs to use and what to avoid and stuff like that. And yeah, I really appreciate that. So I just wanted to give him a shout out and say thank you for that. Because now what I have decided to do is I am going to stream at 3 o'clock every day. Um, and I'm going to see how my audience receives that. There's another comment from Shirley. You enjoyed seeing the three Amiibos yesterday. Yeah, they are really good when they get together. They're quite I love how they differ so much in their views and they talk about it. Like this is an important message that we need to get out there, is that it's okay that we disagree. We can talk it out. And we don't have to cancel each other because I don't agree with what you're saying. Like, I really think that's a message that we need to put out there throughout this whole like cancel culture and everything idea. And I'm working on I love you too, my boy. Um, I'm working on getting a guest on my show that it's going to be a very inflammatory topic. Um, and it's one that I don't think is quite affecting many South Africans just yet, but it's coming. It's definitely coming, and I've definitely seen it. Um, my first run in with this topic was actually in 2017 or 2018. So I don't want to give away too much because I first want to see if I can get the guest on to get her to talk about her book. Um, but yeah, it's I'm gonna face some backlash as soon as I have that topic. I'm sorry, there's like a motorbike revving in on like right on my street corner, and it was very distracting. So yeah, Shirley and Storm, because I know you're active in the comments, can you just let me know, is my sound cutting out today? Because I found a setting on StreamYard, and I just want to know if that's made any difference to my sound. Because I've gone back to using the headset. Just one moment. Um, Sorry about that. Uh, so yeah, if you can let me know if my sound is or isn't cutting out like it did on Monday night, or if it only does that when I'm really emotional. We'll see. That needs to go in the bin, boy. It can't go in the cushion. Thank you. Yeah, that whole pile is to go in the bin. Thank you, baby. My son's helping me. It's cool that you can sit and help me and still not be on camera, right? It's very cool. Oh, thanks, Shirley. My sound is fine today. Yay. I'm not cutting out like I did on Monday. It's okay, just made a mistake. My cushion is nearly full. You can't really see. Anyway, it's nearly full. How cool would it be if I managed to fill it and then crochet it closed whilst I'm on the stream with you? That would be awesome, right? I could say I completed something on YouTube and you can see me hook. Would you like to see me hooking? Let me know if you think I should work towards that on the stream. Let's see if we can get it done within the next 40 minutes, 35 minutes. Yeah, I need to cut that up to put it in. Remember we stuffed all the big pieces in and then it made lumps. So mommy took it out. Yeah. So now we're gonna put small pieces in. So yeah, I think it's really important that we have conversations, even with people that we disagree with. Because otherwise, the whole world will just turn into one big echo chamber. And it would be so boring to have everybody doing the same thing and talking about the same topics from the same angles. And that's why I like to watch the three Amibros have like full on disagreements on their shows. Um, but I must say, after listening to Germ's argument about, okay, stop hanging the fabric in front of the camera. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. No, you can leave it now. Thank you. Um, after listening to Germ's argument for why the Western Cape works, I actually have to agree with him. And I said as much to my husband last night because my husband works for a group. Okay, they have offices in Cape Town as well. And during lockdown, a lot of his colleagues were still, the hard lockdown, the first 5 weeks or whatever it was. Um, his colleagues were still going into work, um, like almost every day, even if, they could do their work from home, they were going in. And I said to him, like, he was very surprised because he was very nervous to go in at all because he was worried, if he got pulled over, would he be arrested or whatnot. Even though he had a permit because he is an essential services worker, he's in IT and that was declared essential. But his colleagues were like, no, we go in, no problem. And I think it's just a mindset down there that they just want everything to work. They just want it to work. So, yeah. And if it doesn't work, then they make it work. Like he said, his mom goes and paints over graffiti at the bus stop because she doesn't want to see the graffiti. So, yeah, that's. I agree with what Germ says is that it's not all just the DA that has made the Western Cape work. It's the people that live there. So, and you know what? I live in a municipality that has apparently been run by the DA since 2017, and there hasn't really been much change. So I have to add that to my argument for it, to be honest. Shirley said she used to be able to crochet, and then she forgot. She can't remember how to do it. I tried YouTube, but it went too fast. Shirley, there's a trick on YouTube. I'm going to teach you something, okay? On your YouTube screen, depending on whether you're watching on mobile or if you're watching on your computer. On mobile, there's 3 dots at the top of the screen. If you touch the screen so that the pause button comes up, there'll be 3 dots. You touch on those, and then it'll tell you playback speed, and then you can slow it down from normal to 0.75 half speed or 0.25. And you can slow it right down so that you can see how they do the stitches. That's how I taught myself because I can't read crochet patterns. So I like makeup stuff, and if it doesn't work, I rip it back and try again. Um, but if you're watching on PC, then when you run your mouse over the picture, there'll be a little cogwheel, a settings cogwheel, and you can adjust the playback speed there. So you can slow it right down so that you can figure out how to do the stitches. That's how I taught myself. So there you go. They are very laid back in Cape Town. They are, they are, but I think they also, you know, they do, they're a little bit more like they care about their liberties. They really do. Up here in Joburg, it's just, yeah, the government says, oh, okay. Oh, but I don't feel like obeying today, so I'm not gonna. But tomorrow I'm gonna shout at my neighbors for not. So, and then also like infringing on other people's liberties by committing crime, like rape, murder, stuff like that. Obviously, I'm against that. So, yeah. Mm. So, yes, um, I agree with Joe on that point. Um, I don't believe that the DA is a huge savior for South Africa or the Western Cape. And I think it's disingenuous of them to claim to be. So that's just how I feel about that. It's nearly full. It is getting there. Close. Very close. And we're half an hour in. Just about. So yeah, from today onwards, I'm going to be streaming at 3 o'clock every day. I'll probably give Saturdays a miss because we do manage to like get stuff done on a Saturday. Um, Sundays are pretty much lazy days for us, you know, getting like winding down, preparing for the week ahead and stuff like that. So, yeah. But yeah, I think in terms of getting into a proper routine again, lockdown really screwed up my family's routine. Um, I think a good step towards creating that is going to be streaming at 3 o'clock every day. So making sure that, you know, I've done everything that I need to do around the house or am about to do, um, like, for example, cooking dinner, you know, like I've done as much of everything else that I need to do. And then I can come online and talk to you fun people and maybe pull apart some headlines or some things that are trending on Twitter, maybe, you know, do that at 3 o'clock every day. So, yeah, I'm sorry, there's arguments going on in the background and it's distracting me. One moment. Sorry about that. Um, you know, children just argue. I suppose it's a sibling thing all the time. Anyway, um, I'm glad that Shirley is looking forward to seeing me every day. That'll be cool. Um, Hello, Germ. Did you hear me talking about you? Let me fill Germ in on what I'm doing. have dad jokes too, Jim. So this is my cushion that I crocheted whilst I was watching you and Ramon and everybody else. And now I'm stuffing it with pieces of fabric and old clothes that I rip up. And it's nearly full. So we're trying to get it full so that I can close it off before I finish this thing. Yeah, reactionary opinions. Thank you. I did see that he was hiding there. Lovely. So Jerm didn't hear me talking about him. So I'm going to repeat what I was saying. That I agree with what you said on the 3 Bros stream yesterday about the successes of the Western Cape not being entirely thanks to the DA. That it's the mindset of the people that live in the Western Cape. And I said that, you know, I just picked it up during hard lockdown with my husband's got colleagues down there and just how they were during the hard lockdown. They were like, no, you know, we'll still go into the properties and check that they need support or not. My husband was just working remotely. He was like absolutely petrified of being arrested despite having a permit. Um, but his Western Cape colleagues were not that bothered. So, yeah, I just said, I agree with you. I think it's the um, it's the mindset. And reactionary opinion says, we have the mountain, man. That's why we're so cool down here. Yeah, I know. It's like the mountain will always be there, so like it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters as long as the mountain's there. I don't know. Don't get it. Don't get it. I really don't. Storm has said cool, chilling for a while, but he's going. Cheerio. Cheers, Storm. Thanks for popping in. Um, Germ is lying on the couch setting up his new iPad. Show off. Um, yeah, it is cute that he did that. Reactionary opinions, but yeah, he's not supposed to. Because I'm really like, I don't think that my kids are old enough yet to understand what it means to put themselves on the internet, and so I just don't want to put them on. It's nearly full. So close. So freaking close. But the hook that I need to close this is on another cushion, which is in my bedroom because I'm still busy crocheting the cushion. Um, white privilege Sunday. Well, this is my white privilege Sunday as well. I mean, I have a webcam and I have a laptop and I have broadband internet, and yeah, so I suppose I'm also pretty privileged. Oh well. Jim, you're gonna hate me, but I'm with some of these offcuts that are big enough to make masks. I'm actually gonna make masks for people that can't afford to buy masks. Because, you know, if you have to wear a mask, then yeah. But I still maintain that you don't have to wear a mask whilst you're driving in your car on your own, and you don't have to wear a mask when you're going for a walk and there's no one else in the street, and you don't have to wear a mask as soon as you go out your front door. Actually, yeah, you know, you know what my husband said the other day? when we were watching. I just need to address a comment. So the machine behind me, Scott, is an overlocker. Um, so what does an overlocker do? Let me see if there's anything. So an overlocker, as you sewing, it like lock stitches over the edge, and it also cuts the fabric. So yeah, it does look like it belongs in a sweatshop, and this is my sweatshop because I like to make stuff. Oh yes, I'll be able to show you on here. So I made these brookies, and so that's what it does. That's the seam that it makes. So yeah, that's my overlocker. I took my baby girl to the beach today for the first time in her little life. Beach was packed, plenty of oaks not wearing masks. I am so glad to hear that. But again, it's the Western Cape. Like you expect, I expect that of you guys. But I'm glad that so the beaches are open, so you're allowed to go to the beach now, or do people just not care anymore? They're just going. Anti-Marxist said ZA has joined us with his standard greeting of elbow cough. So straight back at you. It's nice to have you here. Hopefully my mic isn't cutting out again. Just let me know in the comments if it does. And yeah, um, I remind reactionary opinions of his mom, and believe me, that's a compliment. I take that as a compliment. I really do, because I know how highly you regard your mom. And after the video you did with your mom, I think your mom is awesome, and I'd like for you to have her on again. Actually, like think of something to talk to your mom about and have her on again, please, because I think she's awesome. And Mrs. McLaren, from me, I think you're awesome, and you raised awesome boys. Just so you know. Um, Germ likes my surroundings. Yeah, I took your advice. I'm owning it. I'm owning it. I have a messy, crafty sewing corner, and that's because I like making stuff. And when you make stuff, you make a mess. And now I'm just trying to get on top of containing the mess. My biggest bugbear about making clothes is all the little bits of fabric that get left over. I can't give you a hug right now, my baby. I'm on camera. I'll give you a hug just now, okay? Can you do mommy another favor, please? In my bedroom is that pink and red cushion that I'm busy crocheting. Can you bring it and make sure the hook stays in, please? Thank you. This cushion is nearly full, so I'm going to need to get the hook so that I can close it off. Okay, so the beaches are open and they are packed. That's good to hear. Not good for social distancing, but I mean, what did they expect? What did they expect? They told us not to go for nearly 4 months. So obviously the first weekend that they open, they're going to be packed. My mom was saying in the UK, uh, they had like a massive heat wave a couple of weeks ago. So everybody went to the beach. And I was like, well, good for them. And she's like, no, but it's a problem because they haven't, all these people, it's not their hometown. Thank you. It's not their, here's my other cushion that I'm making. But this t-shirt yarn it's different to this one and it's not turning out the same. But anyway, my daughter's happy with it. Um, so everybody that wasn't from these seaside towns was going to the seaside anyway because it was hot and they wanted to enjoy the beach and whatnot. But the public loos weren't open. So what were they doing? You can guess what they were doing. So mom's like, people are so disgusting. They must just stay home. I'm like, no, just open the toilets. You're not going to stop people from going to the beach. So just open the toilets. Like, really? You're going to have more health problems and hygiene problems from people using the street as their toilet than you are going to have COVID problems if you open the freaking bathrooms. Like, just think about it logically. What is the problem with governments that they can't, like, like just reasoning and everything is just pew? Anyway, there's a lot of comments. So let me go back. Oh, come on, Beth, give your husband a hug. It wasn't my husband, it was my son. And trust me, they all get lots of hugs all day long. So, um, my mom also loves sewing. She even brings her machine with when she comes to stay with me in Cape Town. Scott, I have gone to St. Lucia twice and either taken, well, not, we try to go every second year since like 2009, I think. Anyway, no, 2005. We've been going there since 2005 and we try to go every second year. And I take scrapbooking with, I've taken my Overlocker with. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely think I'm a lot like your mom by the sounds of things. Um, yeah, I'm missing the sea as well. We were actually supposed to go to St. Lucia in May. That's when our timeshare is in May. And yeah, obviously can't go. So quite disappointed about that. Um, yeah. CNN is saying that we have 12,000 deaths. Okay. But we do have 12,000 deaths. They're just not COVID deaths. Fake news. Fake news network. They should be called FNN, not CNN. Is there knitting in this stream? Paul, I don't knit. I crochet and I sew, but I cannot knit. And one day I'll be brave enough to show everybody why I can't knit. But for now, I'm not telling you. Um, it's not a naai machine, it's an overlocker. And I don't know what that is in Afrikaans. My naai machine is over there. There's a naai machine and there's an overlocker and there's a cover hem machine in the corner under the cover. It's just a bit dark there and the cover's quite dark so you can't see it. But yeah, that's a cover hem machine and that's what does these fancy hems on the bottom of t-shirts and stuff. But this is a homemade top and the lady that made it obviously didn't have a cover hem machine so it doesn't have it. Um, Reactionary Opinions had it. By the way, go and subscribe to them. It's an awesome channel. Please go subscribe to Reactionary Opinions if you haven't already. I had a thought today. In California, it's legal to infect someone with HIV, yet they have the strictest COVID regulations as far as I know. Very strange, and people still don't think this is a scam. Yeah. Don't get me started on California because there's like a whole bunch of stuff going on there that I just don't agree with at all. But I don't want to give away too much because I'm trying to get a very, very special guest on my show to talk about her new book, and Germ might pick up that Easter egg because we spoke about it, kind of. The COVID antibody tests also show positive for the common cold. Well, yeah, because, there are so many coronaviruses. Omkapmasjien. So an overlocker in Afrikaans is an omkapmasjien. And the afternoon sun is starting to shine in my eyes. So we do that. Does it make it too dark? Probably. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry about that. Did I buy my hubby a new shirt yet? No, I did not buy my hubby a new shirt because my mum bought him new shirts just before lockdown because she goes to the shops more than what I do. And she likes going to the shops when there's sales and stuff, which we don't like doing. So she bought him shirts. So that shirt that I cut up last week was actually replaced a long time ago. Yeah. Okay. You don't have to worry so much about my husband's clothes. He has enough clothes, I promise. Really? I don't think I'm going to bother watching it this time. I don't need to be scolded like I'm a naughty kid. I really don't. He can shove it. I mean, I suppose I could watch it just so that I could swear at him, but it would be far more rewarding if he could actually hear me. Reactionary Opinions was in California last year. Strange place. We drove from San Diego all the way to Idaho. The US is really an amazing place. Driving San Diego to Idaho. How far is that? My geography is failing me. Like, I don't know the central states exactly how they are laid out. But I can imagine that that's quite an expense. Sure. Wow. I'd love to do that. I'd actually love to drive from the East Coast to the West Coast. It fascinates me. Like, I often, when I'm bored, like plan these road trips and like see like which way to go and like how many states you could drive through if you go this way, or what you could see if you go that way. Or yeah, I'd really love to do that. Yeah, so have you guys seen Joe Rogan? He lives in California. He actually lives in LA, I think. Um, he is looking to move. He doesn't want to live in California anymore. I find that very interesting. Very interesting. The trouble is, there's a lot of Americans that are wanting to do that now. And then they go and move to red states because they like the laws and whatever. And then they move there and then they vote blue and then they change the whole political landscape in that state. Like, just, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is fun to watch on Ronaldo's channel, surely, to hear his comments. It's pretty cool. Ronaldo or Roman or James never done it. Jerm, you should do it. Paul's on the Molotov cocktail idea again. That's why I'm saving these bigger pieces, Paul, to make Molotov cocktails. 14 hours drive, California through Nevada, is it Nevada or Nevada? Um, through another state, not Arizona. Um, then onto Idaho. Brilliant drive. We did it in a massive Dodge Ram 2500. What a drive. Oh, I mean, their trucks are something else. And yeah, I'd love to. I really would love to do it. I'd really love to do that. Um, my husband and I have spoken about it, and he's so much like Ramon. It's not even funny. He says the only thing that's wrong with Cape Town is that it's full of Cape Town. So I suppose if enough people move down there, and then it's not full of Cape Townians. Yeah. Um, I've been saying to my husband for a long time because I really love Knysna. I love the wilderness area and all of that. And like I'd love to be able to live a couple of hours drive away from that. So like on a day like today, I don't know what the weather's been like down there, but it's been a nice day today, and it would have been so nice if we could like jump in the car and drive to the Vaal. But we can't because then we have to cross the provincial border. Um, but if we were in the Western Cape, then we could just take a drive up to Wilderness or whatever, and maybe even stay over a night and then drive back. Like it would be so nice. So I'd like to. Um, it's convincing my husband that's the problem. So, and I think the kids would need very little convincing to live close to the sea. Very little. So, yeah. You KPs are cool. You know what, Paul? You're a cool KP, but I wouldn't say you're a Cape Townian. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a difference between KPs and Cape Townians. You get used to the Cape Townians. Hey, most oaks stick together. Most of my good mates here are from the Eastern Cape. Yeah, my first husband was from the Eastern Cape. Well, he was actually he was actually born up here in Vanderbijl Park of Vereniging or something, but he moved down there as a kid, and like he lived in East London and PE, and he went to like a boarding school and rode horses all the time. And when he was in PE in East London, he was never at home because he was always either surfing or swimming or saving people that were not swimming so well in the sea because he was a surf lifesaver. So, yeah. I think because he spent most of his growing up years there, he was very much a Eastern Cape type of person. So, yeah, I get it. It's probably why I like you and Russell so much because you just that vibe. Paul Hart, because you wake up before 6 a.m. Um, yeah, I think because you're a farmer, you're not like a city bowl Cape Townie. You know, the trouble is when my husband goes down there to work, he works in the city bowl, and that's his exposure to Cape Townians. That's it. So he has like a very narrow mindset about them. So I don't know. I must actually just stop talking on his behalf because that's not cool. This cushion is nearly full, but I've been streaming for just about bang on an hour. Do you really want me to finish it and close it up on air? Is that what you really want? Because that might actually be a problem because now I need to go rewatch a tutorial about decreasing double crochet stitches. Rough and rugged on the Eastern Cape. Life. it's beats the life there in Cape Town. Yeah. Yeah, it is much more, if the Eastern Cape was better run, um, I might actually consider that more than I would consider Western Cape, if I'm honest. Like, I think it's prettier and, um, yeah, like when I first met my first husband, we did a road trip. We drove from Joburg down to Cape Town, and then we came up along the coast and we were in PE and East London and all of those um, towns along the way. And oh, I really enjoyed East London and PE. So yeah, there goes Germ because I said I like PE. He won't support me anymore. Okay. Scott was wondering if you maybe knew Paul. Just a coinky dink. That's all it was. Okay, so what did we accomplish on the stream? We nearly filled the pillow. We said I'm going to be streaming every day at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, not 3 a.m. because I'm not a vampire. And yeah, we had a bit of fun. Paul didn't poke too much fun at me ripping up my husband's shirts because I don't have any more of my husband's old shirts to rip up. So here we go. Oh, wait, there's a comment. So this whole Cape secession thing, they won't tell me if we get to kick people out and how we determine who we let in. It's a bit of a fairy tale. Yeah, I don't think you're going to have much say over that, Paul. I'm afraid. You know, just saying. Don't think that's going to work. The Eastern Cape is by far the most beautiful countryside. Have you ever been to Hogsback? Hogsback? No, probably not. You know what I want to do, Scott? And we are going to do it. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it sometime soon. I want to take the beaten track to the less beaten track, sorry, to Knysna with my family. So I want to do it through the Eastern Cape. So if you have like places that we should see, something that we should like tick off of our bucket list, let me know. Because yeah, that's as soon as this all of this ish is over, that's what I want to do. I want to we've got quite a bit of timeshare points. The timeshare that we couldn't use in St. Lucia, they've actually offered us we can use any of their resorts within the group. So we've got quite a bit of accommodation that we could use as soon as all of this nonsense is over, and that's exactly what we want to do. Um, we want to go. We want to do like an epic trip. So yeah. Um, it's because Paul arrived late. There was not enough time to cause trouble. No, you just didn't try hard enough, Paul. You just didn't try hard enough. Um, People should wear Guy Fawkes mask, fill the cities, towns, shops, courts, police stations, schools, and government buildings filled with people wearing Guy Fawkes masks. That's the anonymous mask that Ramon sells, right? It's not the Obey one, it's the other one. I agree. That would be some superb trolling. Um, when I become supreme dictator, I will allow people who work to stay, everyone else. That's what Paul says. You know what? I agree. I agree. And I think for the most part, Western Cape people are like that. I really do. Hello, Linda van Rooyen. Um, Linda, I plan on streaming at 3 o'clock every day. I'll probably give Saturdays a miss. Just you might have missed that. Um, yes, yes. If we all wear ironic masks or something that would piss them off. Yeah. Paul says this nonsense will never be over. Well, you know what I mean. As soon as interprovincial travel is allowed, and I'm not going to be arrested because I'm taking my family on holiday, then yeah, that's what we plan on doing. Um, reactionary opinions: the wild coast kills the garden roots. I also lived in Transkei as a kid. It's probably the most beautiful beaches I've ever been to. I've been, and he's been all over the Caribbean. Yes, because he used to work on cruise ships, so he would know. Yeah, yes. Very much want to do that. Definitely want to do that route. I'd love to do it. Um, turn their mask wearing into a sign of rebellion and defiance. This should piss them off. Keep on doing it until they drop the wearing of masks. That's a good idea. Very good idea. Um, Baviaans Kloof, Route 60, Prince Alfred Pass. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I want to do. I want to do an adventure. The masks are just muzzles. They signify obedience. I agree. That's why I don't like it. And it's why I don't let my children wear masks. They wear buffs because we do that anyway because we use them for like sun protection and all sorts, you know. So yeah, yes. Errol left a comment on one of my other videos. Vernon Coleman, it's a YouTube channel. He seems to have some pretty interesting content. I just haven't had a chance to have a look at it myself yet. Anyway, I have been online for an hour and 7.5 minutes, and the pillow is still not quite full. I can still get a little bit more in there. So I'm not going to be closing it off on the stream. Um, but it was nice having the motivation to try and do that in an hour. So thank you. And yeah, everybody who has watched me and joined me for the stream, thank you very much. It's been an awesome chat. Thank you, Reactionary Opinions, Paul Hart, Errol, Steve E. Um, Masks are dog cuck. I think that's a great comment to go out on. Germ, Storm Legacy, everybody that popped in, Linda, Van Rooyen, Shirley Creed, thank you for your comments and keeping me company whilst I try and make sense of this corner. And yeah, I'll catch you at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Please don't forget, I will be streaming at 3 o'clock every day, except Saturdays, most likely. So yeah, stay home, stay safe. Yeah, sure, Scott. God bless you too. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. Um, complete different story, Errol. Yeah, it was a complete different story that you were commenting on. Yes. But yeah, thank you everybody for popping in, and stay safe. Don't stay home, and don't wear a mask if you don't have to. Cheers.